Hi, welcome to a fresh video here on the channel. Breaking news, as it is official. There's a few bits to this video. The first is the announcement that President Luke Sayers has officially stepped down in his role as president and as a member of the board of the Carlton Football Club. The investigation into the matter has concluded. There is a statement that's been released by the AFL, there's a statement that's been released by the club, and this ends what has been a very peculiar story for so many people involved. So let's start with the findings from the AFL, and maybe we can do this via the statement from the club. So the club confirmed moments ago that after 12 years serving as a director, including 3 as president, Luke Sayers has today informed the board that he will step down from his role as president effective immediately. In relation to the matter involving Luke Sayers, the club has continued to cooperate and liaise with the AFL Integrity Unit, and since notifying the AFL Integrity Unit of the matter, has continued to connect with those involved, including individuals and corporate partners, to provide ongoing care and support. Alongside the conclusion of the AFL Integrity Unit inquiry and in line with the club's workplace integrity and cultural safety framework, the club established a process led by Christopher Townsend KC to ensure the club gathered information and impartial understanding of the matter. Put that there for a sec. The club has now reviewed the AFL Integrity Unit's findings, which, based on the available evidence, declared that access to Mr. Sayers' X account was compromised, resulting in the posting of the image and tagging of another person. Accordingly, the AFL has determined that Mr. Sayers did not breach AFL rules in connection with the posting of the image. While considering all the relevant details relating to the matter, and despite no finding of wrongdoing via the AFL Integrity Unit and the club's independent process, in the best interests of the club, Sayers has made the decision to stand down from the board and will continue to prioritise time with his family. So that's big. That's big. The AFL has found that no wrongdoing was done. Luke Sayers made a specific statement here. He says, "Leading the Carlton Football Club has been one of the great honours and privileges of my life. I leave knowing the club is in great shape and with my deepest gratitude for its understanding and support. I deeply regret that many other people, including my family, friends and colleagues and football club, have been caught up in this matter." There was a statement here also made by co-vice presidents Robert Priestley and Paddy Kinnersley. They thanked Luke Sayers with the following statement: "On behalf of the entire board of directors, we would like to sincerely thank Luke for his significant service to the club and for playing an integral role in setting the club up for success and steering the club in the strong position it now finds itself in. The vice presidents will jointly assume the role and responsibilities of the president in an interim capacity, while the board conducts the process of appointing a president in a permanent capacity. The club acknowledges the effect this matter has on individuals and the suffering that has been caused for those involved is deeply distressing, and the club will continue to provide ongoing support and care to those impacted. The club now considers the matter closed and requests the privacy of impacted parties to be respected, mindful of the well-being consequence this matter has had on those involved. The club continues to focus on its preparations ahead of its respective AFL and AFLW seasons in 2025. So that's that. I think the right outcome has happened. And it was very disappointing, to say the least. I think everyone can attest to that it had happened, and I felt that some sort of action had to be taken. We're pigeonholed into something. This is the Carlton Football Club, and being president of the club means there is a higher standard expected of behaviour, and that's just the way it is. I think Luke's no stranger to that. He understands that, and to be fair, respect for resigning. Respect. That is accountability. That is taking ownership for what happened, whether it was, as I said, whether it was him, somebody else, We posted the image. The reality is it was brought into our sphere of awareness, and we were now made aware of this issue, whether it's a personal issue that's going on, that's been brought to the public eye, which has its own embarrassment associated with that. But I mean, this is the Carlton Football Club. You know, the honour of wearing the monogram, whether you're a player, whether you are a staff member, but particularly when you are a leader of the club, you know, there's a great honour that needs to be, in my view, held and respected with that. So it's unfortunate, and I think for the sake of fairness, I think Luke Sayers, as president, did a fantastic job. It's so unfortunate that this issue has happened, and I don't think once the time settles, I don't think it'll take away from the great things he did for the club while he was president. I don't think we get Brian Cook to the club if it's not for Luke Sayers. I don't know if we get through 2023, come out the other end without his strong leadership. So it's not to say that his entire tenure was poor, because I think, if anything, we've seen more progress as a football club while he was president. And like I said, it's just a really complex, weird situation. You know, I mean, I've had the opportunity to speak with him on the channel. I thought he did. It's a fact. He did more as a president in stepping into and talking to the new wave of fan, that is the digital fan, that what I've ever seen from a Carlton president. His willingness to speak to us live is something I won't forget. Doing pre-recorded interviews can be easy, because if anything gets said in there that shouldn't be said, or whatever the case may be, it can be chopped out. He came on a live show and had multiple people asking him questions about the club moving forward, and I won't forget that, and I think that's a very important step forward for club and fan relationship. And it is what it is. Wish him the best. It's unfortunate that this happened, and in some ways I'm very happy that accountability was taken, and he fell on his sword and he took ownership for what he did, and he stood down, and we can move on now, and it is what it is. He was going to be leaving at the end of the year. We obviously did vote him in for the extra term, and that's another conversation maybe we can have for another time. So that's that. That's the latest news. What do you make of it? And who do you think will become the next president? I think that's the conversation that's going to start. I mean, it was already happening, but now we probably fast-track that conversation and we go from there. So that's that. We have a president who has stepped down from the Carlton Football Club and resigned effective immediately, and we move forward. Chat to you in the comments. We'll go from there.